What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about quite a bit of topics, but the biggest one, obviously, as you guys see here in the title, is a rumored April 11th 2019 Nintendo Direct. Now bear with me, guys, I still am a little bit sick, so if my voice sounds a little bit off, terribly sorry about that, but we've got to still talk about this stuff on the channel. So let's first start off with where this rumor came from and what's going down with the Nintendo Direct for April 11th, at least what's rumored here. So according to Gaming Intel, they have some sources that say this Thursday, April 11th, 2019, there will be another Nintendo Direct. So I'm going to get right into what they had to say so we don't mince words or anything like that. So Nintendo Direct, Thursday, April 11th. Gaming Intel's exclusive source, who happens to be correct on several occasions in the past, has since commented on the previous leak. In a recent message, the source in question has provided Gaming Intel with an exact date for the upcoming Nintendo Direct. According to our source, alongside many other insiders within our team, the quote next Nintendo Direct will be taking place on April 11th, 2019, end quote. In addition to our sources, a Nintendo Direct surfacing on Thursday, April 11th would appear to follow the same pattern as other occurrences in the past. Main Nintendo Directs have usually been showcased towards the beginning of the month, for example. Additionally, they're also well known for arriving on Thursday. Until any official confirmation arises from Nintendo themselves, we should usually take leaks with a grain of salt. However, when taking into consideration Gaming Intel's sources' track record of correctly predicting several of the previous Nintendo Directs, fans should be a little more confident on this one in particular. Now, they talked about the previous leak, which you guys can check out there. Now, there is currently no official confirmation in regards to what will be showcased, nor are there any rumors floating around. Nintendo actually has several plans up their sleeves for the upcoming months. However, therefore, we can get a rough idea as to what will be detailed during the upcoming Nintendo Direct. So the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Firstly, a host of new content has already been confirmed as on the horizon for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Nintendo Switch, while Joker is scheduled to arrive in addition to an array of other new improvements in Update 3.0 later this month. Fans can expect to see a partial focus on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate content during the Nintendo Direct. Luigi's Mansion 3. Back in September 2018, Nintendo announced that the next installment for Luigi's Mansion would be making its way to the Nintendo Switch. With the lack of details regarding the upcoming sequel, it wouldn't come as a surprise to see the Big N elaborate on further information. As of now, players are only aware that the game is currently a working title and will be releasing in 2019. While this is a highly anticipated title for the Nintendo Switch, fans will without a doubt be eagerly waiting for a release date announcement during the April Nintendo Direct. As with all Nintendo Directs, fans can certainly expect to see a wide range of other entirely new titles announced for the Nintendo Switch. These are currently unknown as of now. One thing which is for sure is whatever Nintendo decides to introduce, it will certainly be widely acclaimed from the vast majority of fans. So that was pretty much the whole article. You can check out Gaming Intel if you want to see more on what they've done before in the past. They've gotten some of the stuff right and some of the stuff wrong, so I'll give them that much credit when it comes to it. I've spoken about an April Nintendo Direct and the possibilities of it because we still have a number of games without solid release dates. For example, Super Mario Maker 2, no solid release date on that game. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, no solid release date on that game. Games that were announced last year, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Town, all of those games in that last September Nintendo Direct, none of those have release dates or solid release dates as well. I mean, we could potentially see Metroid Prime Trilogy that got leaked in the Best Buy type of thing, and people have been talking about that game forever, so that could be something that shows up. We also have to take into consideration games like Daemon X Machina, for example. That game just has a summer release window, so we need a release date on that one, and we don't know what else Nintendo could be working on when it comes to it. So I think that an April Direct makes sense, but I wouldn't be surprised too much if we didn't see one. However, with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate getting a big 3.0 update, I definitely think there needs to be something. I mean, at least there would be like a Nintendo Direct focus on Super Smash Bros. In the 3.0 update, maybe answering a lot of the stuff that fans have been talking about, what they want for Super Smash Bros., because that game is fastly becoming Nintendo's best-selling game. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually is Nintendo's best-selling game by the time we hear about their sales numbers and all of that, which the fiscal year did end by March, and they're starting up the new one, or they're already in the new fiscal year. So it does make sense that they're going to have a big emphasis or put more of a spotlight on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate going forward, because we still got a lot of Fighters Pass characters to get into. So I personally feel that there might tease some other stuff, but I'm not going to do like a predictions or anything till we know that there is a confirmed Nintendo Direct, because this could easily be wrong. But what do you guys think about what they had to say here? I know we spent quite a bit of time on it, and we'll probably talk a little bit more in the PE Live, but what do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. GameStop says that Wolfenstein Youngblood will not come with a physical Switch cartridge. What they're going to be doing is having a retail version, but it's going to be a download digital code inside of a box. And this caused a lot of people to be really upset, because they felt that Wolfenstein Youngblood was going to come with a cartridge in the game and potentially all on there, since there wasn't that box art with the white stripe across it or anything saying that you need an internet connection. But unfortunately, that's not the case. This game seems like to me is going to be too big for a Switch cartridge, and it's only $30. So it's not a full price game like Doom and Wolfenstein to where you can charge that amount and make up the cost. This is going to have price parity with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One versions of the game, but those versions actually get a Blu-ray in there. But Blu-rays, which I think what people don't understand, at least some people don't understand, is that Blu-rays are way cheaper than cartridges. Cartridges are a lot more expensive, even like an 8GB cartridge with a partial download, a lot more expensive than just the cheap Blu-rays that are used for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And in order to have price parity, it seems like they went with just having a Switch version just be digital only, but give you the option of at least getting some box art with it. Otherwise, it would have been like Hellblade, or would have been like some of these other games that have come out on the Nintendo Switch, where it's just digital only, but they're just giving you the option to get some box art for the same price that you would get it in the eShop. So that's basically what it comes down to. But I think a lot of people, from what I've seen, are kind of split. Some people kind of get it and are like, okay, well, they didn't advertise it that way. They didn't let us know. It seemed like it was going to be like a real physical version, which I understand. But then some people are just upset because there is a box with the download code in there. Like, well, why even have it if there is that? And it's just like, well, why not? If the game was just going to be digital only, why not have the option to pick that up? So I don't understand that viewpoint. Like, they shouldn't not do it just because there isn't a physical cartridge. Like, now if you're upset that there isn't one, then I get that, but there shouldn't not be a chance to at least get some box art. You know what I'm saying? If they're going to do a digital only game because of the cartridge, and I personally feel that there's nothing wrong with that in terms of just having that option if the game was 100% going to be digital no matter what. But of course, preferable would be to have a physical cartridge. I'm not as big of a fan of the partial downloading. I don't like partial downloading where you get like 8GB cartridge, then you have to download the 16 or download the rest of it on there. I'm not a huge fan of that either. But hey, it is what it is, guys. If you want to pick it up on the Nintendo Switch, you'll pick it up on the Switch. If you want to get it on PS4 or Xbox One, it's there for you. So what do you guys think about this here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, I'm moving on to the next topic here. The former Criterion boss has cleared up this whole F-Zero Wii U situation. So there was many reports that Nintendo went to Criterion to have them develop a F-Zero game for the Wii U. However, Alex Ward, the former Criterion boss, says that is not the case. He recently stated this during a Game Informer show, and here is what he had to say on the matter. Quote, "Once and for all, Nintendo didn't come to Criterion and ask us to make F-Zero. Nothing of the sort at all. Complete false. Somebody quite junior in Nintendo in Europe, who isn't there anymore, sent me an email and said, hey, some of us were talking. Some of us, what does that mean? That could be the water cooler. And this guy just sent me an email out of the blue. So then I take the email and I replied and said, well, he must have maybe thought we were an independent company, and we weren't. We were wholly owned by EA, and we're owned by EA too. If you want to talk to EA, and those companies have all those discussions all the time, you have to contact this guy in EA, and I gave him the email address, and that's it. Now, Ward would then go on to mention that the situation wasn't like Shigeru Miyamoto making calls about wanting Criterion to work on F-Zero. Quote, definitely not, because if it was, that could have happened. That conversation, companies like EA and Activision and stuff are talking all the time. Things like that happen, right? And if it happened with us, all it happened was somebody who was very junior, who I met when they showed me the Wii U, said, what about that? And I was like, well, you have to speak with these people. And that person was quite junior in the company. He would have never been able to reach out to the senior person at EA. It was never a formal thing. It's all just a pipe dream. And then just kind of to wrap this whole thing up, Ward was asked if he'd be interested in making an F-Zero game if Nintendo reached out to him now, and he said, quote, not really big on F-Zero. So there you go. So he wouldn't even really feel like making it even if they reached out at this point. So I guess that puts it to bed once and for all. Nintendo's never really commented on this with anything, so it looks like it was all a little bit of a misunderstanding. So when is F-Zero going to come back? If Nintendo wasn't serious about this, F-Zero has pretty much been dead for such a long time. So we'll see what Nintendo does. Maybe there'll be an F-Zero announced sometime soon. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think about this whole story in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the last topic here. We have a heartwarming but at the same time sad story involving the former president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata. There was recently a Twitter user that showed off a letter that Iwata personally wrote to him after he picked Nintendo for a project in school, and here is what Iwata had to say to this young student at the time. Hello, this is Iwata from Nintendo. Thank you for the letter. I'm very happy that you chose Nintendo for your Hello Work at 12 project. In middle school, I developed an interest in computers, and before long, I decided to study computers seriously in college. While I was a college student, I realized how fun it was to make video games and chose that for my job. Making video games is a job that requires a lot of energy, but for me it was even more fun than playing them. That and the fact that other people could also enjoy what I made gave me a sense of purpose. Game development requires the drawing together of many different fields. You need people to think up game designs, people to draw pictures, people to make music and sound effects, people to program, people to test the game, people to make sure that the whole team is working together well, and so on. That's why I don't think there's a right answer to the question of what you should study. I do think that you'll be able to find what you're good at by thinking deeply about all the things you're interested in, not settling for spending your days without increasing your knowledge, making lots of discoveries and repeating that process. While what you're good at and what you enjoy doing might not necessarily be the same, I've had the experience of others recognizing things I'm good at, even if I didn't actually like it at first. That's one reason why you should continue studying and gaining experience without bias. Please do your best. So this is just absolutely amazing that Iwata would take his time to handcraft this letter to this young student. And shout outs to the Twitter user, link in the description below if you want to know, who it was and everything for sharing this. This was a 2013 letter. Obviously, many of you guys know that Iwata's health kind of took a turn for the worst in 2014, and in 2015 he ended up passing away due to complications from a bile duct growth. So very unfortunate, but at the same time it kind of shows you the kind of man that Satoru Iwata was and will always be when it comes to our memories, man. This is just incredible that he took the time to write this to this fan. And what a great letter it was with the inspiration in there, man. That was just awesome to read. So what do you guys think about all this that we talked about here? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this one here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet and just to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.